stage kung payag sila na magpaturok. So ibig sabihin po, pwede naman nating ibigay yan sa medical frontliners na talaga namang first priority natin. Wala pong pilitan.
But the government needs to address one problem: vaccine hesitancy. According to the recent survey conducted by the Octa Research, only 19% of adult Filipinos are willing to receive the shots, while 46% are not willing to be vaccinated, even if vaccines are already available. Those who were not willing to receive the shots were particularly concerned about the safety of the vaccines. The survey also found that only 13% trust China-made vaccines. Malacanang has been insisting that COVID-19 vaccines are safe as long as it has FDA's approval. But even the Philippine General Hospital is not yet sure whether 100% of their health workers are willing to receive the shots.
Ang aming pre-registration nagpakita na 94% ay merong consent for the vaccination. Malamang at nung aming kinuhang mga consent na ito, Pfizer vaccine ang aming pinaghahandaan. No? Hindi ko masasabi kung ilan ang darating talaga, pero ang aming initial survey, wala pang alam kung anong bakuna, lumalabas po 75% are willing to have the vaccine.
As for other COVID-19 vaccines, there is no exact date yet on their arrival. Vaccine Star Carlito Galvez explains that the negotiation between the national government and the vaccine makers on the provisions on indemnity agreement is still ongoing.
Na this state cannot waive yung tinatawag na blanket immunity, na ang po natin ay yung malpractice at willful neglect.
About 5.1 million doses are expected to arrive in the Philippines by first quarter and 24.1 million doses by the second quarter. Galvez says the bulk of these vaccines will arrive in the third and fourth quarter of this year. The local government units and private sectors have already made an advance payment to secure 17 million doses of AstraZeneca. The National Task Force is now also finalizing the supply agreement with Moderna. For this part, President Duterte is calling on the public to be more patient.
In fact, 75% of all vaccination, 75% ng lahat ng bakuna nakuha ng 10 countries, 10 lang. Yung 130 wala. So maghintay tayo.
For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
Now here are other vaccine updates from across the globe. The World Health Organization's vaccine sharing program COVAX facility delivers its first shipment to Ghana. The country received a total of 600,000 doses of AstraZeneca shots produced by the Serum Institute of India. The US FDA says Johnson & Johnson's one-dose shot is 100% effective at stopping hospitalization 28 days after vaccination. The vaccine also has a 64% efficacy rate among trial participants in South Africa, where a more infectious variant was detected. And in Indonesia, the government vaccinates around 5,000 journalists in gratitude for their work during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the health department tallied more than 2,200 new COVID-19 cases today. This brings the total caseload to more than 568,000 infections, more than 32,000 of which are still active. 72 more patients died of the virus in the past 24 hours, bringing the death toll to more than 12,200. Total recoveries have surpassed 524,000, with 700 new survivors today. More stories after the short break. Stay with us. One News Now, I'm Riza Diaz. Authorities are now investigating a fatal misencounter between cops and Pidea agents in Quezon City on Wednesday. Gary De Leon with the rest of the story.
Dito po kami ngayon, nasa Ever po kami. Nagbabarilan.
Gunshots were heard within the vicinity of Evergodesco Mall in Commonwealth Avenue, Quezon City at around 5:30 in the afternoon yesterday. Shoppers and other bystanders ran for their lives while others hid in the restroom of a nearby fast food chain.
10 minutes nung nandun kami, nakarinig na kami ng putok. Tapos pagkatapos nun, pagtingin namin sa labas, may nakahiga na, may namatay na. Kaya kami, nagpanik kami lahat, tumakbo kami sa loob ng CR.
Witnesses said the gunfight ensued when two individuals in a motorcycle chased an unknown man in the parking area of said fast food chain.
Dalawang rider po. Yung isa po parang nakakapagtaka po kasi yung mukha eh. Parang patingin-tingin po siya eh.
Tapos?
Ayun, bigla po sila may inabol po sa overpass. Yan. Bigla na po sunod-sunod daw po yung putok. Siguro po mga 10.
Police then began to rescue civilians inside the store. The shooting stopped when Pidea officers informed the NCR police office that their personnel were shot by Quezon City Police. As it turned out, the personalities involved in the shootout were both law enforcement officers. The Pidea was targeting a drug dealer who turned out to be an operative from the PNP District Special Operations Unit. Two police officers from QCPD were killed, while their team leader was wounded. One Pidea agent was found dead in a van, while two other agents and a civilian assets were wounded. NCR Chief Vicente Danao said both operations were legitimate and they will look into why such misencounter occurred.
Far as I have received from the District Director of QCPD, meron naman silang re-ops, okay, in coordination with the Pidea. So yung QCPD, ang lakad nila is authorized naman, no? So kung paano nangyari, yun pa yung imbestigahan natin.
He also clarified that the police operation is not part of a police modus called selbas.
All instigated cases, bawal po yan. So walang selbas. Sabi ko nga paulit-ulit sa ating mga kapulisan, pag mapung kayo ng taga-region, kahit sino kayo, talagang patay kayo sa akin.
Weapons of the two groups have been seized, pending results of the investigation. Reporting for News 5, I'm Gary De Leon. We are One News.
The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency vows justice for the casualties in that misencounter. In a presser this afternoon, Pidea Director General Wilkins Villanueva said cases will be filed against those at fault in the incident, be it their personnel or policemen. He also vowed he will not allow any cover-ups in the case. As for the facts of the incident, Villanueva leaves it up to the Bureau of Investigation and defers to whatever the outcome of the probe will be. Metro Manila Police Chief Vicente Danao had earlier said operations of both the Pidea and QCPD were legitimate. Justice Secretary Minardo Guevara admitted to the United Nations Human Rights Council that the Philippine National Police failed to observe protocols in many anti-drug operations. This is based on initial findings of the DOJ's review of drug war deaths under the Duterte administration. During a high-level meeting of the UNHRC, Guevara said among the lapses were failure to request for various tests, crime scene processing, and coordination with other relevant agencies. Despite these, Guevara emphasized that the country's legal system is still functioning well as it should. Malacanang echoed Guevara's statement, adding that external institutions should not meddle with the country's affairs.
In more than half of the records reviewed, the law enforcement agents involved failed to follow standard protocols pertaining to coordination with other agencies and the processing of the crime scene.
3 Filipino Americans took part in the successful landing of NASA's Perseverance rover on Mars. They are now looking to share their knowledge and experiences to aspiring Filipino scientists. Bong Belinario has the report.
NASA's Perseverance rover has started to trace ancient microbial life on Mars. The team behind the successful touchdown included 3 Filipino-American scientists. Among them was Genevieve Young, a flight software engineer.
I joined the uplink team to help build and create all the commands to send to the rover.
Edward Gonzalez also took part as a lead electromagnetic compatibility engineer.
It was my job to make sure that all of the different subsystems and units on the rover and the spacecraft that got it to Mars and to the surface of Mars didn't interfere with each other.
Another Philam named Gregorio Villar helped build and test the system that landed the rover on Mars.
I facilitated kind of the team in terms of making decisions and our processes that we needed to prepare our spacecraft for landing on Mars.
The Philam scientists believe their contributions are a big help in Mars exploration.
So it's a group of atmospheric scientists around the world and some landing engineers that run simulations, and we work together to characterize the Martian environment.
They also hope that they can share their knowledge to other Filipino scientists.
Of course, it would make me happy to support the Philippine or any space agency to get their footing.
For those who are aspiring to be part of such groundbreaking mission someday, they have this to say.
For them, they should just make sure they want to do what they want. They like shoot for the stars, do the hard work, like take the hardest math, and just enjoy yourself.
The Perseverance rover will explore the Martian surface for 2 years. For News 5, Von Belinario, we are One News.
Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.